Before we talk about Travis Hunter, it's important to mention that a presenter from 2 NFL channels pointed out that we haven't reached 69 shares yet. It would be great to surpass that mark, so consider sharing this video on your social media. Speculations about a potential trade to secure the star athlete from Colorado, who plays both cornerback and wide receiver, are making headlines. This information mainly comes from a significant national analysis, rather than just unfounded rumors. An NFL draft analyst expressed nostalgia for the times when the team was bolder and more exciting, suggesting that a trade for Travis Hunter would be an interesting move. Before discussing the feasibility of this approach, I initially interpreted that he was simply offering a suggestion. This interpretation doesn't bother me because many misunderstood it, thinking he was hinting at something, leaving clues. However, that wasn't my impression. To clarify, he stated on a podcast that there was no concrete information and that he didn't mean to mislead anyone. I want to emphasize that this isn't an analyst trying to insinuate something imminent. He acknowledged that the team has been somewhat predictable in its draft choices and that this trade could be an intriguing addition. I appreciate that he suggested that this kind of bold move is no longer a common practice for the team. It's encouraging to see this perspective instead of just declaring that the team is looking for big acquisitions, considering they haven't made such moves in over a decade. The last time they made a move in the first round was to trade for a player who didn't pan out, and in 2014, they managed to move up to secure a player who turned out to be an excellent pick. Indeed, the team has been quite predictable during drafts, rarely making trades to move up, often dropping a few positions in the first round and making some moves on day 3. They value their picks and the future, showing an excessive tendency to hold on to players they project for the future. However, as experts have pointed out, the idea of acquiring not just one, but 2 high-level players, like an exceptional cornerback and a quality wide receiver, is highly appealing. So what do you think of the chances that the team would negotiate to bring Travis Hunter in? The answer is probably low, and it should be. Feel free to share your thoughts about this possibility in the comments of today's video. The idea of negotiating to bring Travis Hunter in is extremely exciting, as he is the #1 player and would have a significant impact as both a receiver and a cornerback. His unique ability to play both positions is impressive, but practically, this move is more complicated and involves many challenges to be considered, especially regarding how the team operates. Hunter is the most valued player in this draft, followed by another competitor, and there's a substantial difference between them. Travis Hunter is the closest figure we've seen to a major sports icon, and I truly believe he can play both positions in the NFL. This makes the task of acquiring him quite complex, as it assumes that teams ahead of the team making the trade would be willing to part with him. As a receiver, I consider Hunter the best in his class. He has remarkable hands and a drop rate of only 2.3%, with just 4 drops in his career. He also excels in contested receptions, showcasing exceptional on-field talent. This is no easy task, as it depends on the willingness of teams to part with him as a receiver. I believe Hunter stands out as the best receiver in this class. He has exceptional hands and maintains a drop rate of only 2%, with only 4 drops recorded. He shines in difficult receptions and shares similarities with the playing styles of other athletes. As a first-round pick, he also adds significant value in yards after the catch, forcing 24 tackles. His catch radius is remarkable, and he stands out as a high-level athlete. He could serve as a standout #2 receiver or be used full-time as a cornerback, rotating between the positions and becoming a key third option in clutch plays. Assigning him 25 offensive plays would be beneficial, as I consider his skills deserving of first-round talent as a receiver. Furthermore, his contributions as a cornerback would be considerable. He could be a starter or an alternative on third down plays. When analyzing Hunter as a cornerback, I noticed traits that resemble those of other athletes, and his physical dimensions align well. While his speed may not match that of some big names, his ball skills are impressive, and he shows excellent understanding of how to make plays. He has experience in both outside and inside roles as a receiver, primarily playing as an outside corner, but also occasionally in the slot position. His football knowledge is highlighted, and despite his high talent, he maintains a grounded approach, something that isn't always common at this level. Being awarded the Heisman Trophy truly emphasizes his skills. In my draft notes, I kept it simple. He is an exceptional talent. I tend to avoid describing players as generational, as it may seem unfair, but we haven't seen anyone capable of effectively playing both positions. He logged 1,500 snaps in 2024, double what other athletes have achieved. His physical condition is impressive, and while you might hesitate to put him on the field in every snap in both roles, I truly believe he has that ability. Therefore, securing Travis Hunter would be an excellent acquisition, but the associated costs represent a significant challenge, which we will explore shortly. Each play in both directions is essential, but I firmly believe he has the potential to excel. However, the financial implications are quite relevant, and we'll address that soon. Today's discussion is supported by a platform that offers a genuine financial interaction with sports, with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in prizes distributed. This platform has made daily fantasy sports accessible to everyone, allowing you to make choices on more or less for at least 2 players to have a chance to win up to 1,000 times your investment. It's feasible to manage your game throughout the season, and this proves to be the best way to engage in sport competitions in over 30 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia, among others. This is a mathematical analysis. This is one of the scenarios from a renowned expert who highlighted an interesting opportunity with an athlete averaging fewer points than another struggling in his plays. The 20.5 line seems to be a promising bet for more rather than less. Now, let's discuss the feasibility of the situation. The cost to trade for Travis Hunter is extremely high, considering his position in the draft. This is similar to what a team did to acquire a player who was the top of the class, and they also selected a quarterback in a high position, indicating an additional cost associated with that pick. The trade involved a high pick and a future first-round selection. The comparisons between these picks are relatively balanced, but in the end, depending on the trade chart you consider, the evaluations are similar, with a slight overpayment from the team to move for a player who could have been selected if they wanted to. If you choose to move up the pick to secure Travis Hunter, it's reasonable to infer that an overpayment would also be necessary, possibly at a similar level. As per the draft pick trade charts consulted, the values are relatively similar, with a slight overpayment from the Houston team. The move to secure a player that Arizona could have chosen represents a challenge for the Cowboys strategy, especially because the team values its draft picks, even with their limited roster options. Currently, they only have a 4th-round pick. There will be an analysis of trade examples and possibilities, but the question arises, would it be wise to trade up and select a player? Would the Cowboys be willing to make this move? Opinions can be shared in the comments section of this conversation. The only guaranteed way to get a specific player, assuming some teams make expected picks, will be to secure the 2nd overall pick. This would likely require giving up this year's 1st-round pick, next year's 1st-round pick, this year's 2nd-round pick, and possibly a 3rd-round pick as well, which represents a significant commitment. Essentially, this would consume the entire draft class this year, as there would be no other selection until the 5th round, along with a valuable pick for the following year, making it an expensive deal. Perhaps it would be feasible to trade this year's 3rd-round pick for a 2nd-round pick next year, as future picks are often valued slightly lower, but this still represents a significant commitment to move up in the draft. If there is reluctance to give up so much, a potential scenario could be considered. It's also important to note that even if a tanking strategy were considered, it would require a substantial number of losses to have a chance to acquire a specific player, assuming other teams opt for different picks in the draft. In an unlikely scenario where a specific player is available with the 4th pick, it would likely cost the team 2 first-round picks and a 2nd-round pick, assuming no other team is equally interested in that player, which would surely attract the attention of their fans. Selecting or acquiring a particular player raises questions, especially in a situation where that player is available at the 4th pick. This scenario could cost the team 2 first-round picks and a 2nd-round pick, assuming no other team is looking to select that player. Many would be happy with the acquisition, but it would mean sacrificing this year's draft class and possibly next year's as well. Giving up at least 3 picks for a specific player is a considerable commitment. More discussions will follow, but it's crucial to emphasize that updates on the draft will continue as the 2025 NFL Draft approaches. Stay tuned so you don't miss any developments. This conversation is based on the assumption that teams are not interested in this player. Many have speculated about the possibility of him falling to a certain pick, but it's unlikely that another team will pass on the opportunity given his exceptional talent. On one hand, you could argue that the Cowboys are in a position to make a bold move, especially considering the stability of the front office in their positions. This security might encourage them to act more aggressively, as they wouldn't face consequences for failures. However, they also face numerous needs, creating a domino effect. If they were in a more favorable position, having invested in free agents, they might consider a more aggressive move. The lingering question is whether they can afford to trade 3 or more valuable draft picks for a single player, or if this is the strategy that could revitalize a franchise that seems to be struggling. In the end, it seems this player could be selected within the top 3 or 4 positions, leaving the Cowboys without a chance to acquire him, reminiscent of a previous situation where another player was never a realistic option for the team, while other discussions about different players present various considerations. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. As the NFL offseason begins to heat up, a major question lingers in the minds of Dallas Cowboys fans. Will CeeDee Lamb remain with the team, or is a potential exit on the horizon? The young star, who has quickly become the centerpiece of the Cowboys' receiving core, has been the subject of speculation ever since his dramatic contract situation. With Lamb entering the 5th year of his rookie deal, the stakes are higher than ever, and the tension surrounding his future is palpable. Lamb's holdout during the offseason caught the attention of many, as he skipped voluntary workouts, mandatory minicamp, and training camp, signaling his desire for a new deal. The 2024 season saw him return to the field with a vengeance, securing 101 catches, 1,194 yards, and 6 touchdowns. His performance earned him a 4th Pro Bowl selection and a spot on the AP All-Pro second team, proving that he is one of the elite wide receivers in the league. Yet, despite his stellar individual achievements, the Cowboys' disappointing 7-10 finish, missing out on the playoffs, left fans questioning the team's direction and Lamb's role in it. In August 2024, the Cowboys and Lamb finally reached a landmark agreement, signing him to a 4-year, $136 million deal, with $100 million guaranteed and a $38 million signing bonus. The contract ensures that Lamb will remain in Dallas through the 2028 season, securing his place as one of the highest-paid receivers in the NFL. However, the deal doesn't eliminate the uncertainty entirely. The Cowboys' struggles in recent seasons, paired with Lamb's individual success, may prompt him to evaluate whether his future lies with a franchise that has failed to capitalize on his talents. As the Cowboys look ahead to the 2025 season, there are several factors that could influence Lamb's long-term future. The team's performance will undoubtedly play a pivotal role in his decision. If the Cowboys can bounce back and make a deep playoff run, Lamb may feel that staying in Dallas is the best path forward. However, if the team's struggles continue, Lamb may find himself questioning whether his championship aspirations can be realized in a Cowboys uniform. For now, Cowboys fans can only wait and wonder what the future holds for CeeDee Lamb. Will he stay loyal to a franchise that invested heavily in him, or could a change of scenery be on the horizon? The coming months will be crucial in determining whether Lamb remains the face of the Cowboys offense or if his time in Dallas comes to an unexpected end. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.